Hi everyone, welcome to Live Interactive English. This is Karen.
Hey everybody, I'm Shane.
Today we're looking at day 2 of Christmas Day in the morning. And the vocabulary words are stable.
Stable.
The horses are asleep in the stable.
Barn.
Barn.
Sounds of thunder frighten the animals in the barn.
Tidy.
Tidy.
Please tidy up the kitchen after you finish cooking.
Chore.
Chore.
Melanie does chores for her mother after school.
Hug.
Hug.
Sophie gave her son a big hug before he went to bed.
So sweet. A big hug.
I love our story because it's also very, very sweet.
Very heartwarming.
Exactly. It's about Christmas. We're talking about love. Last time we were talking about how the boy wanted to give his father a gift of love, right?
Yeah, something special, not a gift that money can buy.
So not a car.
Right.
Of course, he didn't have the money for the car, right?
Right.
Or maybe a house. So what did he do?
Well, he decided to wake up really early in the morning, around 3 a.m. in the morning.
And?
To go and milk the cows and do the chores and clean everything up. Stuff that his father would usually wake up and do.
Oh, wow. So he did that all by himself.
Right.
The night before Christmas.
Right.
To give his father a surprise.
Exactly. Then he snuck back into bed and pretended he was sleeping.
And then the father will wake up at 4 and wake him up and say, hey, son, wake up. We have to do the chores now.
And so he's, oh, Dad, I'm too tired. And so his father went out and he just peeked and watched his father. And his father...
Well, he was really, really surprised, of course, right?
Of course.
Oh, and I'm pretty sure he was really touched as well.
He was very touched and felt very heartwarming.
Oh, that's a really, really sweet story.
Right, so now we're back to the man. Now he's an old man again, and he's thinking about that memory. And now he thinks, I'm going to do something special for my wife.
What is he going to do?
What do you think he's going to do? Do you think he'll buy her diamonds?
Or milk the cow? No?
I guess we're going to have to read and find out.
I guess so. Well, you guys take a guess.
Okay, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Christmas Day in the morning.
The night before Christmas, reflecting on the story of Jesus' birth in a stable, he thought of his own barn and the perfect gift for his father. Around 3 a.m., he went to the barn. He milked the cows, tidied up, and finished all the chores by himself. When he was done, he slid back into bed and pretended to be asleep.
Welcome to Live Interactive English Magazine. Today is day 2, reading a story called Christmas Day in the Morning. Hello everyone, I'm Jeff.
And I'm Mike.
What did we learn on day 1? We learned about
Rob. Rob, the farmer's son who woke up as an adult, as a man. He woke up at 4 a.m., which was unusual. But of course, this was Christmas Day. And instead of going back to sleep as he would normally, he thought back to his childhood as the son of a farmer, a son who was woken up every day at 4 a.m. by his farmer father to go out and take care of the cows and do all the work on the farm, until one day he heard his father tell his mother that he wished he could let his son sleep longer. He knew how tired he was, but the father said, I need my son's help. I need him to get up and help me. And so the son thought, well, Dad works so hard, so this year, way back in the past, I'm going to buy him a better gift than just a small tie, a trifle, just a small gift. I'm going to buy him a gift of love.
Yeah. Anyways, okay. The night before Christmas.
Okay.
Reflecting on the story of Jesus' birth in a stable, he thought of his own barn and the perfect gift for his father. So he's still, at 15 years old, he's still trying to figure out what is going on, okay? How he is going to give his father a gift of love. Now, while he's doing so, he reflects on the story of Jesus' birth in a stable. Now, a stable here is kind of like a home for horses or other livestock. Now, usually, when people say stable, it's specifically geared towards horses, though you can keep other livestock like cows and goats in stables. But yes, for the most part, a stable is a home for horses. It's a place where horses are kept and trained. Okay, for example, the horses are asleep in the stable.
Okay, and of course in the Bible, in the Christian Bible, Jesus is born in a stable, right? There's the famous story of his parents can't find any room in a hotel or in an inn, so they have to go to the stable. So he's thinking of that, how in the Christian story Jesus was born in a stable, kind of in a farm, and he thought of his own barn. Remember, this young man lives on a farm, and of course a barn, well, a stable is kind of like a barn, but it's just a large structure, a large building you'll have on a farm. The farmer will keep animals in there. They'll keep a lot of their equipment in there, right? They might park their machines in there or something like that.
It might be hay or straw.
Hay, straw, all sorts of working tools and different things they use on the farm can be kept in the barn. So he thought of this barn, and then he thought of the perfect gift for his father. He's going to buy him a new barn. That's kind of big and expensive.
Wow.
It's a lot of money to buy a barn. You have to
be
build
tough.
it. It's like a huge house. It's like a big building. Anyways, let's find out about barn. We have an example sentence here. Sounds of thunder frighten the animals in the barn. Ah, okay. So yeah, if you're on a farm, you know, you'll find cows generally will sleep
Yes.
in a barn. You might have goats and sheep and other things like that too.
Actually, there's a funny joke. One time I heard someone call a barn a cow house.
A cow house.
And it's a good way to remember what a barn is, but no one in English ever calls a barn a cow house, though cows would live there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Same thing, but yeah.
All right, so around 3 a.m.
Yes.
We're back with Rob.
Back when
He's
he was a
15
young
years
man,
old.
right?
It's Christmas Eve.
Woke up very early on Christmas Day. Yeah.
And it's around 3 a.m. And this is Christmas Day in the morning?
That's
Yes.
right. Yeah.
Around 3 a.m. he went to the barn.
Okay. This is
Christmas Day in the morning.
Christmas Day in the morning. Christmas Day in the morning.
Yeah. I said Christmas Eve before, but it's actually
It's
Christmas Day in the morning.
And remember, it's 3, so it's an hour earlier than they
before.
normally
Yeah.
wake up. So the father is still sleeping at this time. What did he do in the barn? As a young man, he went there, he milked the cows. He got the milk out of the cows, one of the main jobs. He tidied up, and he finished all the chores by himself.
What a guy.
All of this work for his father, all by himself. To tidy up is basically to clean up. All right, you can clean using water and soap, but it also can just mean to arrange things in an organized, nice way, right? You can tidy up your desk. You're not going to use water and soap on your desk probably, but you'll put the papers over here and the pens where they should go, and just kind of make things clean and nice. So that's what he did after milking the cows. And we have an example sentence for tidy. It says, please tidy up the kitchen after you finish cooking. So wash the dishes, put things back in the fridge or whatever like that.
Make sure it's orderly and
Make
organized.
sure it's orderly. And one of the things that we do when we tidy, well, actually tidying can be a chore.
A chore.
Right, yeah.
A chore. You're talking about like a household duty or task that you have to do in a routine way. Like when I was growing up, I had a lot of chores. I had to wake up in the morning. That wasn't a chore, but when I woke up, I had to make my bed.
That's a chore, a little job.
I had to put my books away. I had to put my clothes in the laundry.
Right.
And I had to get ready for school. Now that wasn't a chore, but all these tasks to clean up my house, to clean up my room, those were my chores. I was responsible for them. I was responsible for my laundry. I was responsible for dusting my room and cleaning my room and making my bed. All of those things are examples of chores, small tasks or routine tasks that you have to do around the house. For example, Melanie does chores for her mother after school.
Oh, okay. I used to take out the garbage. That was one of my main
That's
chores.
my chore now.
That's
I
your
have to take
chore
out the
now?
I have to take out the garbage all the time.
I still do that too. Anyway, when the young man was done, he slid back in bed and pretended to be asleep. So he managed to do all this in 1 hour and get back into the house, get back to his bed before his father woke up. So now he's pretending to sleep. So his eyes are closed, but of course he's really awake. He just looks like he's
waiting in
asleep.
anticipation.
That's right. He wants
Gift from the heart.
to surprise his father.
Gift from the heart.
Exactly.
Gift from the heart.
It's very
You're gonna love it.
exciting.
He's gonna love it.
It's so exciting. If you can hold your excitement, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, you can explode with love.
Gift from the heart.
Yes.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny。圣诞节早晨这个故事的主角，在他15岁那一年才发现他爸爸对他的爱，所以他决定要送一份很特别又充满爱的圣诞礼物给爸爸。在圣诞节的前一晚，他就仔细思考了耶稣在马厩出生的故事，想到家里的牛舍，还有要送给爸爸的完美礼物。好，那 stable 就是指马厩、马棚。而 barn 除了指谷仓，它可以用来指牛舍或是饲养家畜或放置农具的棚子。 好，那我们再看，在凌晨3点钟的时候，这一位男子他就起床去牛舍挤牛奶啊、打扫，然后独自完成所有的杂事。当他做完以后，就偷偷溜回床上，假装睡觉，真是很贴心哎。好，那这边还有2个单字，首先 tidy 在课文里面是当动词，表示整理、收拾。那么片语 tidy up 就跟 clean up 意思差不多，就表示打扫干净。而 chore 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 是指家庭杂物或是日常琐事。好，我们接着回到课文中。
Christmas Day in the morning.
At 4, his father came into his room to wake him up.
We have to get up, son, even if it is Christmas.
His father called. He stayed in bed and waited for his father to discover the surprise. A few minutes later, his father returned, overwhelmed with joy.
Son, I thank you. Nobody ever did a nicer thing. It's for Christmas, Dad.
Rob replied and gave his father a big hug.
All right before the break, we learned that Rob was going to spring a really great trap on his father.
A gift from the heart.
A gift from the heart.
That's
his
right.
father's
A
going
gift
to
of
walk
love.
right into it.
That's
gonna be
right.
Great. I can't wait.
Punched in the face with love.
Ambushed with love.
That's right.
About that.
Assaulted by love.
All right. I can't wait to start reading. Okay, next it says at 4 o'clock.
The normal time they wake up. Yep.
His father came into his room to wake him up. He said, "We have to get up, son, even if it is Christmas." His father called this out to him. Now, Rob though stayed in bed. His father left. Apparently, went out to the barn. But Rob stayed in bed and waited. He waited for his father to discover the surprise, to discover the gift of love.
Right, that he'd milked the cows, he'd done all the chores, he'd tidy up. Everything was done. There was no work to do. So a few minutes later, after his father goes into the barn and sees all these happy cows that don't need to be milked, his father returned to the house overwhelmed with joy. When you're overwhelmed, it's like too much for you. You can't handle how, well, in this case, how joyful, how happy you are. So he's really, really happy. Son, he says, I thank you. Nobody ever did a nicer thing. So his father is really touched that the son would wake up early, would do all this hard work just to make his father happy.
Now, I don't want to be a wet blanket here, but
A wet blanket mean you're going to kind of ruin our fun?
No. But
what, are you going to make us sad now?
Why did he make his dad get out of bed and put his clothes on and go out to the barn? Why didn't he just wake up and say, Dad, the work's done, stay in bed?
Then it wouldn't be a surprise.
It's still a surprise. It's Christmas and he doesn't have to get out of bed.
And his father is a very responsible farmer. His father would still say, really? And he'd still get up, get dressed, and check the animals, just because farmers are very responsible, careful people.
Okay. Anyways,
But that's a good question.
Anyways, though, Rob replied to his dad after his dad was so effusive and emotional.
No one's
with
ever
him.
done something so nice.
Rob says that is, it's for Christmas, Dad. Yeah, so this is what Rob said when he replied to his dad. And then right after that, he gave his father a big hug. Now, a hug is an embrace, okay? It's the act of squeezing or holding someone in your arms tightly to show them love or affection.
For example, Sophie gave her son a big hug before he went to bed. Isn't that nice?
That's nice, Sophie. Anyways, Sophie, with that, your name's not Sophie or
No,
Mike.
my name is not Sophie.
Anyways, Sophie, yes, we've got to take a break. Mike, yes, we have to take
Thank
a break.
you.
Everyone, we have to take a break, but don't go away. We'll be back with more fun in no time.
Okay.
He promises.
You want a hug?
Christmas Day in the morning. Yeah, okay. There you go.
Rob 是一位很贴心的孩子，他在凌晨3点的时候就起床，把所有牛舍里该做的工作都完成了，接着就溜回床上假装睡觉。那到了4点的时候，他爸爸就跟平常一样跑过来叫他起床，可是他没有起来，反而是待在床上要等他爸爸发现这个惊喜。那他爸爸就过了几分钟后回来，高兴得不得了，他说：“儿子啊，我要感谢你，没有人做过更好的事了。”好，那 Rob 就告诉他爸爸说：“这是圣诞节礼物哦。”然后紧紧地抱住他爸爸。Hug, H-U-G, hug 就是拥抱。那 give somebody a big hug 就表示紧紧地抱住某个人。 好，另外当我们用 be overwhelmed with 或是 by 加上名词，这个句型呢就可以表达出你满怀着某一种情绪。那其中我们加的这个名词啊，通常都是去表达情感的字，像是 joy 喜悦，或者是 grief 悲伤等等的。所以课文里面的overwhelmed with joy 就表示高兴得不得了，你开心到没有办法控制自己的情绪了。好，我们接着回到课文中。
Christmas Day in the morning.
He had learned from his father that the true joy of life is love, and this gift can be given over and over. Now, 50 years later on Christmas, he decided to write a letter to his wife to tell her how much he loved her. It had been a while since he told her that.
Anyways, let's learn more about what Rob learned. Okay. He had learned from his father that the true joy of life is love, and this gift can be given over and over. So you can only give one person one Mercedes once, but you can keep giving love. Love is the gift that lasts forever. You can give it over and over and over.
Oh, okay. That's a good message. That's right. Now it says 50 years later, remember, Rob is remembering this story. He's actually an older man. It says now 50 years later on Christmas, he decided to write a letter to his wife to tell her how much he loved her, in very much the same way that he did these nice things for his father. Now he's going to write a letter to his wife to tell her how much he loved her. It had been a while since he told her that. So, you know, as couples...
So on Christmas Day, I imagine she's going to wake up and she'll find a letter.
That's right. She doesn't live far away from him. He's just writing a letter and putting it right next to her bed. Yeah. You know, somewhere she'll find it in the house, and it'll just say what he hasn't told her, what he hasn't said with words for a long time. That's very sweet.
This guy Rob, he's full of surprises.
Isn't he, though?
Yeah.
He's got the soul of a poet.
And he's going to write a letter, so who knows? Maybe he'll write in verse, and it will be a poem in the end.
Seems
because
like
he's
a
a
very
poet.
romantic, sensitive, nice guy.
Good old Rob. Good old Rob. Anyways, yes, it had been a while since he told his wife that he loved her, so he's going to write a beautiful letter on Christmas morning. She's going to wake up, maybe have a hot cup of coffee, and read this letter filled with love, a true gift from the heart, from Rob, on Christmas Day in the morning. How about that?
It's pretty great.
It is.
Yeah.
Anyways, folks, with that, it's Christmas Day in the morning, so we're going to bid you adieu, goodbye, so long, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
Jeff 老师他真的很喜欢这首圣诞节歌曲，就算他不记得歌词，他还是哼得很高兴。那么有兴趣的同学们，你可以上网找找这一首歌，它叫做《I Saw Three Ships》。好，那故事里面这名男子，他从他爸爸身上学到生命真正的喜悦，那就是爱。现在已经过了50年，在圣诞节这天，他决定要写一封信，告诉他太太他有多爱他。他已经有好一阵子没有这样跟他说了。那么 a while 就表示一阵子或是一段期间。好，看完这个故事，我们也可以提醒自己，在圣诞节或是其他特别的日子，要向最亲爱的家人朋友表达你有多爱对方。那以上就是今天的讲解，同学们别走开，马上回来哦。Merry Christmas！
Hello， 又到了 Grammar Express， 我是 Yvette。读到故事的一开头 ，The night before Christmas, reflecting on the story of Jesus' birth in the stable, he thought of his own barn and the perfect gift for his father. 圣诞节的前一晚，他思索着耶稣在马厩出生的故事，想到自家的牛舍和送爸爸的完美礼物。Reflect 有不同的意义和用法。Reflect 表示深思或者是思索的时候，常用 reflect on something 表示仔细思考或者是反省某事，也就是文章里的用法。He spent a lot of time reflecting on his failure. 他花了很多时间思索为什么会失败。Reflect 还有反应或者是表现的意思。How much you are paid reflects how important you are to the company. 你的薪水反映了你在公司的重要性。Reflect 还可以表示光、声音或者是热能等反射。常见的用法是 light、sound 或者是 heat 加上 reflect off 再加物体表面，或者是物体表面加 reflect 再加 light、sound 或者是 heat。 Wear something white. It reflects the heat. 穿白色的衣服可以反射热能。小男孩想到的礼物就是帮爸爸分担工作。He milked the cows, tidied up, and finished all the chores by himself. 他帮牛挤奶，打扫干净，并且独自完成所有的杂事。副词片语 by oneself 是指单独完成某事，不靠别人，和 on one's own 的意思相近。by 的前面可以加 all 来加强语气。Patty made the big meal all by herself. Patty 一个人做了这顿大餐。Lisa biked around Taiwan on her own. Lisa 一个人骑脚踏车环岛。她终于知道，能一给再给的礼物就是爱。于是，在圣诞节这一天，她决定要写一封信给她的太太，告诉她她有多爱她。她已经有一阵子没有这样跟她说了。It had been a while since he told her that. Since 是表示自从什么以来，后面接动作或者是状态的起始点，可以接名词，也可以接子句。时态通常都是搭配完成式。I haven't seen him since last Friday. 我从上星期五到现在都没有看到他。Mr. Johnson has lived in Taiwan since he was 20 years old. Mr. Johnson 从20岁起就住在台湾。文章里用到的句型 It had been 加上一段时间加 since 是表示自从什么什么以来，已经经过多少时间了。比如说 It had been 3 years since they moved to the US. 他们搬去美国已经3年了。今天介绍的文法要多练习使用哦。谢谢收看，拜拜。
3, 2, 1, action!
玉蛟龙在新疆沙漠中被半天云、罗小虎绑架，孤男寡女共处一室，终于天雷勾动地火。
When I was a boy, one night I saw 1,000 shooting stars. I thought, where did they all go? I'm an orphan. I used to look for stars alone. I thought if I rode to the other end of the desert, I'd find them. And I've been riding in the desert ever since.
And so, the little boy became a fearsome bandit. He couldn't find the stars, so he stole my comb.
Out here, you always fight for survival. You have to be part of a gang to stand a chance. Slowly, your gang becomes your family.
So you're still that little boy looking for the shooting stars?
I'm a man now, and I've already found the brightest star of all.
两个人现在已经感情非常非常的这个甜蜜了。罗小虎跟这个玉蛟龙形容他小时候追逐流星的故事。那么玉蛟龙就说 ，So the little boy became a fearsome bandit. 当初追逐流星的那个小男孩，现在已经成为了一名闻风丧胆的江洋大盗。他用到了 fearsome, F-E-A-R-S-O-M-E. Fearsome 就是使人闻风丧胆的形容词 fearsome。Bandit, B-A-N-D-I-T.Bandit 就是强盗、土匪或是江洋大盗。The little boy became a fearsome bandit. He couldn't find the stars, so he stole my comb. 他找不到流星，所以他就偷了我的梳子。这个虽然他们还是非常非常甜蜜的。那么接下来罗小虎继续跟他讲说 ，Out here you always fight for survival. 在沙漠里面呢，你一定要这个非常非常的努力才能够生存下来。You have to be part of a gang to stand a chance. 他用到了 gang, G-A-N-G, gang 就是歹徒的一帮一群土匪，用 gang 这样子的一个名词来一个量词 a gang of bandits. Okay, so you have to be part of a gang. 你一定要加入帮派的意思啦。And slowly your gang becomes your family. 然后接下来你的兄弟们就变成像你的家人一样了。那么玉蛟龙话锋一转，他说 So you're still that little boy looking for shooting stars， 但是在你的心里，你还是那个追逐流星的小男孩，不是吗？那么罗小虎就说 I'm a man now， 我现在已经是男人了 ，and now I found the brightest star of all， 我已经找到最亮的那一颗星星了。哇，你还是真会说话，嘴巴真甜呐！但是一个贵族大小姐，一个是沙漠的江洋大盗，他们真的能够在一起吗？请继续收看英文龙卷风。